Welcome to the Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast, where we believe most high net worth individuals and those who help them struggle with clarifying their capital gains tax deferral options. Not having a clear plan is the enemy, and using a proven tax deferral strategy, such as the Deferred Sales Trust, is the best way for you to grow your wealth. I'm your host, Brett Swarts. Each episode, I'm joined by some of the best real estate, financial, wealth, and business minds in the world, where they share their ideas, deal stories, and inspiration. So together we can make complex tax deferral strategies simple and passive income plans achievable. I'm excited about this episode. It's a short episode. It's actually a teaser episode to the full episode with Susan Trujillo, who is a senior escrow officer with Orange Coast Title. But we were reminiscing about a current deal that closed and that she helped and I helped to close here recently in Monterey. Please welcome to the show with me, Susan Trujillo. Susan, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well, Brett. Thanks.
Hey, for our listeners who are just getting to know you for the first time, would you give them just the 30-second version of your background and current focus?
So, built my career in Silicon Valley, Cupertino. Have many years of resale transaction experience under my belt. I also manage the branch and help educate others in the real estate transaction world for title and escrow. So with that, I've learned much about the Deferred Sales Trust, and now that we've joined our ventures together, happy to hear all the success stories that we're having with the sellers.
Absolutely. And let's lead to this particular episode, just to give an actual deal story. They just closed, I think it closed in the last 60 days. And there's a gentleman out of Monterey, and he is a longtime investment real estate owner, has done 1031 exchanges, has owned property for a long time. But he was motivated to sell because, look, the toilet's trash liability can be kind of daunting. And a lot of our clients, they want to retire from that, or just sit on the sidelines for a while and wait for prices to drop. And this is exactly where this particular seller found himself at. And so with that, he connected with Capital Gains Tax Solutions. And we knew exactly who to go to, our go-to senior escrow officer, who's done now thousands of transactions in general, but over 20 deferred sales trust transactions, mostly primary homes in the Bay Area, but now also some investment property. So with that being said, Susan, was there any big challenge for this one, or what stuck out for this Monterey sale?
Yeah, so the seller really did have a lot of questions, and with the transaction that we closed, anytime he called, had questions about the Deferred Sale Trust, with the experience, I was able to, fully explain, really set his mind at ease after, just sound a little bit concerned, just because it was so new to him. And we successfully closed. It was a little bit challenging because we had the buyer who, had to get their transaction funded. And so it seemed like it was going to be a little bit of a delay in closing, but ultimately we closed on time, and our seller was quite happy. And that's what we're learning is, after close of escrow, if something just doesn't go right, we hear from them, right away, or even after tax time. And so far, with all the transactions I've closed, not one seller has ever come back, to question or to, bring up a situation that they might be having, because it's just gone so well.
That's a great point, right? So over 4 years, I think you've been working with the Deferred Sales Trust, and over 20 deals at least so far. And likewise, I've been working with the structure for about 11 years, and 100% of them, every single client has stayed in the Deferred Sales Trust. Hasn't had any major issues with any of the parties of the transactions. And if anything, just only been thrilled that we've been able to defer the tax, and they're able to take it back as an installment sale and pay tax slowly along the way, which is what the Deferred Sales Trust is. Well, Susan, I want to thank you for being on the show, and look for the full show, Susan's full story, and we dive into some of the technical details actually on iTunes right now. You can go to there or YouTube and search and find Susan's story. With that, I want to thank our listeners for listening to another episode of the Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast. If you are selling a high-end primary home, investment real estate, or business, you can go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com to learn more about how the Deferred Sales Trust can help you defer tax. Thank you so much. And if you want to find Susan, you can go to octitle.com. That's octitle.com. Or email her at susant@octitle.com, or reach out to her at 650-946-2182 to get clarity on your escrow coming up for the deferred sales trust transaction. Thanks everyone for listening and watching the show. We appreciate you. Bye now.